least you got one.
Anyway, thank you very much indeed for coming. You know, I know you all came from a long way. We had people from Durham and Winchester, Central London. Anyway, I must admit, you know, I mean, Isabel and I have discussed this. The 25 years since we got married, honestly, seems like yesterday.
That's not what Isabel said.
I mean, it really seems to have gone in a flash. You know, it reminds me of Basil Fawlty, you know, zoom, there's your life, mate. And, but sitting down, I sort of tried to work out some numbers. And for a start with, we've got 3 kids, mostly delightful. Because they're now teenagers. And of course their only interest in us is as a source of money and transport.
Never.
We've also had 4 dogs, 3 cats, 4 houses, and 23 cars.
23 cars?
Despite what you might think, they're not all Mercedes. The 25 years is actually 300 months, or actually 1,300 weeks, which is actually equivalent to just over 9,000 days.
Thank you, Carlos.
Between, if we put the bins out on behalf of the Royal Borough of Windsor and Maiden, for 1,300 times.
And you didn't fight?
It's also, as I say, over 9,000 days. That means that I've woken up each morning and my wife has had to look at this vision. Luckily she didn't.
Move on quickly.
I've said good morning to her over 9,000 times. I mean, you know, it's just unbelievable where these numbers come from. And on the basis of maybe twice a day, I've kissed my wife over 18,000 times.
That's so
Liar. Liar. Chris, liar. Liar.
And on the basis that we've probably spoken to each other on the phone about 4 times a day, we've between us made about 36,000 phone calls between us. You know, so this 25 years has gone past in a flash. By the way, there's the other thing as well, of course, 5 times a night.
Steady. I won't just kiss myself.
So anyway, maybe, you know, despite the fact that it seems to have gone very quickly, but it is 25 years, and we're still together, and I'm very happy about that. And we've been very happily married for most of the 25 years. So I would like to propose a toast to our 25 years.
Here. Martin and Lizzie.
Cheers.
Martin and Lizzie.
Ladies and gentlemen.
the doctor, Dr. T.J. Ribbon.
Right, 25 years ago on Tuesday, we were surrounded by young faces full of expectation. Actually, you weren't that young. They're all mid-30s, weren't they? Memories of the day were sketchy at best. Martin and I conducted ourselves with dignity and gravitas as befitted such a sombre occasion. Except that we thought it would be a laugh to wedge our top hats in the sunroof. So we were whizzing along the flyover at Windsor, Martin probably speeding, and they flew out and they got run over, and we had to sort of punch them out. And Martin reminded me last night that apparently, Mum, you were livid.
Total sense of humour,
But at the church, Deb looked. Actually, she's forbidden me from saying anything she wants to. I remember I just had to say 2 short words to the vicar. Why me? Why now? I do. Mary's friend Laura sang the Ave Maria, the Bach Gounod version, for those amongst you with a cultural interest. I'll tell you. That's all I remember of the day. So how did things turn out? Leave out that bit about the vocabulary, because that's a little choice. Well, I must thank Dad for putting up with my foibles over the years. I know it's not terribly romantic, that as soon as the alarm goes in the morning, I shove the earplugs in to listen to Radio 4. It's been said that when I'm home from work and before I've eaten, I'm a bit grumpy. I know you find that hard to believe. I remember our Dad falling asleep in front of the telly. And at least I've not been like that. I remember as a teenager noticing on the beach that granddad, as it was, or our dad, I noticed in the profile that his tummy sort of stuck out beyond his chest. And I thought, well, that's never going to happen. Now, another comparison with childhood related to Dad is that when he sat at the head of the table, if you remember, his seating position was undisputed. When I occasionally have to move a recalcitrant teenager from my place, I'm told that always wanting to sit in the same position is a sure sign of autism. Well, Deb, I suppose my habits could have been worse.
Steady. Move on, Tim. Move on.
Next paragraph. At least I didn't break wind noisily when a lady was in the room.
Oh, sorry, Carol.
But the fact that Adam and Ben do has got nothing to do with me. Except
Debbie.
probably been to the etiquette school of Uncle Simon.
Thanks, Doctor.
It's
all film.
As parents, we're not the sort of parents who would get excited when Adam first telephoned from Australia in his gap year. Our firstborn is missing us and wants to hear our voices. And, we weren't surprised that in his second sentence, it's because he was short of money. 2 years later, when Nat rang from Australia, pleading that she would miss a trip to New Zealand with her friends, unless a few hundred. We stood firm. Yes. We wouldn't be the sort of parents that would, this last half-term week, send a text at 10:30 to Ben in the pub to come home because he's got revision to do. And every week when Verity was tearful with the homework, we wouldn't have said, if you hadn't had that sleepover, it all would have been fine. We say a heartfelt thank you to you all for making today a special memory for us. To Martin and Izzy and the wine company, Just Great Wine, for organising today. Shall I say that?
Well, we'll just say Izzy, but you don't.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
We reckon in the days of women's liberation and having daughters who we feel completely free to make speeches at their own weddings if they choose to marry, we felt that we should not miss an opportunity to, say something.
I was going to give some words of advice.
Oh,
Get Debbie.
So for those of you who are married, Hold it, just hold it there, just point it at it.
Those of you who are not yet married, have to think about it, because as you may know, Martin and I have got dogs. So when you're breeding dogs, you look for certain things. So the first thing you look for is a good temperament. So, you know, look for a good temperament. Look for a good temperament. Make sure they're aggressive, unnecessarily. Make sure that they're always willing to please. That's an important part. The other thing to look for is good conformation. You know, are they put together well?